All right, so going to be doing a mock draft Monday. So this is a 2.0. Did my first one right after the draft, but this is going to be the first one that's actually in season. Now everybody's like, why are we doing mock drafts too early? No, I don't want to talk about the Patriots losing or tanking or whatever. That's not what we're doing. We're using mock drafts and draft talk in general to be a coffee table to discuss what just happened yesterday. And obviously we do mock draft Mondays on Tuesday if they played Monday, but really what we saw yesterday, talk about the actual roster as it is now, because if we're talking about what they need in the draft, we're also discussing where the weak points are, or maybe the strengths too, as well. So don't get all agitated about this being a mock draft, because we're not really talking draft strategy. We don't know if who's going to actually come out. There's a lot of guys that have years of eligibility left, the way college football is. I mean, if you're not top 50 or maybe top 100, depending on what year you are, you might come back again next year, and just simply by coming back, you're being drifted up into the first round. We saw it last year with the quarterbacks, and we're going to see a lot of them happen this year with the quarterbacks, because most of the guys we're talking about, first round quarterbacks, could have came out last year, and they didn't. So, anyway, point being, we don't know if they're going to come out, and then we also don't know the actual draft order, right? We're week 1. We have no idea where it is, so we're not getting into granular, detailed discussion about who we're actually going to draft and what the order is going to be and what the big board is right now overall for what we think is going to happen on draft day. Months and months and months away from that. But again, using it to more discuss what we saw yesterday. So the things I have, which is kind of supporting my initial thesis on why I think the weakness was before yesterday, which is safeties. I think that's the major concern right now for me. Last year, right out of the gate, I thought was edge rushing. Now, in terms of going out and getting guys to help secure that, yeah, again, Landry and Chazon, both those guys did some work yesterday. I thought that was solid. So the draft wasn't really, pressing issue. So they went that way. So I'll give them that. The other thing was obviously left guard. They went out and got a left guard, got a left tackle. Both those guys, Will Campbell had some, the false starts were not good, obviously. But in terms of handling pressure, that was fine. Once I think they gave him, they might have credited him with 1 sack, which I guess. Yeah, maybe that was a strip sack. But anyway, point being, I wasn't annoyed by Will Campbell's performance. Not great, not terrible. Rookie first start. I'm going to walk away okay with that. Well, by the way, Morgan Moses looked pretty damn good. So all those questions, concerns, let's see how he makes out for the season in terms of endurance and holding up durability-wise, but he looked pretty solid. But the safety situation this year, I think, is a concern because he got rid of Peppers. And if you're willing to get rid of Peppers and it still looks like that, either Terrell Williams who's a defensive line coach by, track record. He's pretty solid there, but what are we doing in the secondary? That was not good. I know we're missing Gonzo, but right now, if we are missing Gonzo, now we have Jalen Hawkins getting toasted, Marcus Jones getting lost. It was not good. I know Marcus Jones is not a safety, but having Marcus Jones have to play some slot corner against some guys that are not built like him, or maybe having Marcus Jones possibly be on the Trey Tuckers more often than Jalen Hawkins had to be on those types of guys. It's either it was a strategic, X's and O's, it was a mess, or we do have some weakness in the secondary, and specifically safety. Now, I just did my top 10 tag guys, and 2 of them being safeties, and actually technically really 3 of them being safeties. That would be Caleb Downs, Dillon Thieneman, and Jason Kilgore. Yeah, Kilgore. So we'll get into it. I think that's going to be my target going into this, is finding a safety in the top 50. So we'll do a few rounds of this. And obviously talk about some other guys that are options just in case the Patriots don't get shot on Caleb Downs or Dillon Thieneman. I have not looked at their big board, and oh boy. I mean, maybe this is how it goes because there's so many teams that need quarterbacks, but I'm not putting Fernando Mendoza as a first round talent. Drew Aller. I guess, but then, all right, I think the supply and demand moves these guys up a lot. They're not that great, but I can't really. I'm more surprised Levitt's down this far and Mendoza's this high. Maybe I'll have to watch more Mendoza. But I made that point because, yeah, I guess these, to me, Pierre Woods and Caleb Downs are the top two guys in this draft in terms of talent. So if the Patriots have a shot at either one of them, that's one of those guys you just go and get him. We could actually use Pierre Woods. He works everything 0 all the way out to 9. He's a true defensive lineman. He's a monster wherever he is. Kane Proctor, I'd still put him above Fano as an offensive lineman. Fano as a left tackle, better than Kane Proctor. That's just my opinion. I think Kane Proctor as a left tackle at Alabama holds up. Movement skills, he can do well, but in terms of vertical sets for pass pro, it's going to be work for him. He is big boy. He's super athletic, but again, if the Patriots want to go after him, I would love to see him either go in at left guard or go to right tackle if Morgan Moses is done, and then you got him there. Or if for some reason Will Campbell continues to have issues, you move him. There you go. You have at least a first round left tackle. Might still have some issues there, period, because of his movement quality, I guess I would say. But yeah, you're looking at somebody that can, I would think, as a left guard, is a monster. Now, everybody's going to say, you're going to drive to Kane Proctor as a left guard. I'm going to put him at left guard until it's time for him to be a right tackle. You're going to maximize his abilities. And then you can at some point, move Jared Wilson into center. Or you don't get Kane Proctor, or maybe he's just, Morgan Moses is done, he's straight up your right tackle. But let's go to safeties, actually, now that I'm talking too much. So Caleb Downs, Dillon Thieneman, Kilgore, definitely these three. Kamari Ramsey's pretty solid. These two I have to watch more of. Scott's solid. Illinois knows how to pump out safeties. And same thing with Toledo, starting to be pretty good at safety D-backs in general. Saab is solid. Anybody from Penn State's solid. Taff, I like him as well. Not so much on these guys. I don't know them that much. Barry's solid. Jacob Xavier's pretty solid too, but more as a strong safety. But Jacob Thomas as a free safety is interesting. I don't know how Catalan's still in college. Bud Clark. Oh, where's Cole Wisniewski? Now, I'd put him as more of a linebacker / strong safety, but he can play some center field too. One of my deep sleepers, and Rod Moore is solid. So there's some more there's safeties in here. But to me, these top three are it. I put them in three of them are in my tags. Now, I have Jalon as more of a corner right now, but the way he tackles and where he plays, he'd be like a nickel safety. So one of these three, I have no problem. Anything else to talk about? Other targets in the first round. I know I just did a video on this. Bain, TJ Parker, I'm not huge on. Anthony Hill, I'm big on. Francis Malioa is awesome, or CC Malioa. Trevor, yeah, I'm not huge on him. Mateo's solid. Caleb Banks is kind of like very Barmore-esque in terms of how he plays. Not as good as hand fighting, but very long, vicious. World is very stiff, but he looks like, I mean, compared to what he looked at in Nevada, Oregon knows how to do it. And what's his name? Foskey or Hosky? What's his other? There's the guy on the right tackle I like a lot more for as a right tackle. Now World looks really good coming this year. So Oregon offensive line work solid. Where's Jordan? Oh yeah, Jordan Tyson. That's another guy. Oh, they have Sonny Styles as a first rounder. Oh boy. There's Dillon. DDS, I'd take if for some reason Keon White continues to struggle. Denzel. All right, so Denzel Boston. I know the last name's probably just too perfect, but it just seems like we're watching a bigger Jalen Polk. And I don't want to say it scares me, but I need to see more suddenness. 3-step decel seems very sloppy. It's like, again, I use this. He looks like he's running with flippers on. His ability to bend at the waist is more hunching. It's not as crisp. Like, if he looked like Ted McMillan, I'd be all over it. But I'm not right now. Not yet. Give me some time. Maybe watch him. Maybe there's things I'm not seeing. I have to watch more Washington receiver tape. But what I've seen so far, not overly impressed. Is he a first-round talent? Possibly. Is he a top 5 receiver in this draft? Yeah, I'd put him in there. There's other guys that are not too far behind him. I think the top 3 are probably a solid step away from him, though. Sadiq, I watched the Oregon game this week, or part of it, until it became an absolute blowout. I'm more in on him than I thought I was going to be. He's vicious when he blocks, so I'm in. Let's see. Anybody else in here to really, again, Kilgore, Nick Singleton, that's pretty high for him. Some guys in the last video pointed out a few of the left tackles. We'll see. Like Xavier Chaplin is a left tackle. I can't see him playing anything else besides that. Whereas guys like Drew Shelton can actually play all 3. David Bailey wouldn't be too bad. Nick Harbor's way down here. Wow. You know what? That's kind of where I have him right now too. I know everybody likes, because you're going to hear the name a lot. And when I did the wide receiver analytics video months ago, talking about, hey, be ready for Nick Harbor hype. And this is the thing. I'm going to say this, and I am a Nick Harbor fan. I like watching him play. But the dude can barely run an out route. It's an athlete that, just think of him as essentially Calvin Johnson deep ball. That's what we have right now. We don't have the other things, really. So the Patriots could use him, and when would you want to take a chance on somebody like that? Probably in the 3rd round. So late 2nd, 3rd, maybe. If he shows up and has a great year, he's a first rounder. If he has what he's been for the last 2 years, yeah, late 3rd. Or in the 3rd round. 2nd round is if it's marginal improvement. So maybe this sticks. Branch is solid. Gabe Jacas, I'm telling you, this is my edge guy for the year. I'm going to have to stick to it. I know I know the other guys are solid, but if you're talking about a guy that's under the radar, that's kind of like the my guy, I love him. Him and the other one I'd have to put up there is going to be David Bailey. Those two, much better. Saka's pretty solid too. Again, being from Northwestern, probably under the radar. Stowers, Pregnon's pretty good. Now, my assessment on him, I almost have to take it back from what I saw on Saturday with him versus Oklahoma State. He looks like he's moving better. So, again, that's why I kind of say, like, Oregon, anybody goes to Oregon, whatever the transfer, offensive line, it's a bump. Actually, let me point out another guy that got out of that game, the right tackle. Alex Harkey. I was saying Horsky. I like him. He looked really good. And then Caleb Tiernan. Where's my boy? I just saw him. Caleb Tiernan, no way he's going at 105. He'll be a second or third. I mean, probably second rounder. And like I said, I am more about him being bumped in at left guard. He'd be phenomenal. And then Jude Bowery. I mean, I don't know if we'll be able to get him, but I'd go after him, move him in on left guard. And again, same idea with Proctor. If you need him at right tackle, put him at right tackle. I love how that guy plays. Vicious. All right, let's finally get into it. I'm sorry. Whoa, they have us picking 7th. All right, so we'll do this. I should have messed with the... you know what? Maybe we have to accept there. Maybe they'll be there. So edge, possibly tight end. No trades first time through. I think I'm gonna go Sadiq here. Should put on faster. All right, we're gonna hold our breath for Jacas or Asaka for edge. Did we get him? We did. Now we hold our breath for Caleb Tiernan. This is working out. Cam Shanks is pretty good. Bryce Foster's awesome at guard. If we can get him, I'd be happy. Nope. Logan Jones. That's a good center. Yeah. Aaron Graves at D tackle. Yep, that might be it. Let me take a look at the D line. Yeah, I'm going Aaron Graves. I like Davidson too. If you give me, I was gonna say, if you give me Logan Jones, I'm grabbing him. Lanyard Barton, thank you. He's one. Trust me, I'll get around to these guys. All these guys I'm doing right now, definitely on the list of guys I want to put on for individual analysis. Christensen's interesting as a guard. Okay, so he's an option as a guard. Ooh, Evan Stewart. That's tempting. Same thing with Aaron Anderson. Did I see Malachi? Oh, he's still there. How much more do we got? I forget. I should have checked what our selections are. Oh, we got plenty of. All right, so I'll go for him for 194. If not, I need a corner. Still need. Probably looking for a center. Yeah. So there's one. He's a beast. Oh, jeez. might take him. Yeah. I think I might be taking... big body. Yeah. I'm going to... Aaron Anderson over Malachi Fields. I know Evan Stewart. I should probably really consider Evan Stewart too. Shit. Hold on. Let me check where our other big... Is there any other big wide receivers? I like Wildy too. He's solid. So let's see. Skylar Bell's solid too. I have plans to see him soon. Hakeem Williams is at Colorado. I didn't know that. Is Deuce out here? Kendrick Law. There's some bodies left. Hakeem Williams as a... Interesting. How many more do we have? 4 more. Stamps. He's good too. All right, they have some bodies left. I haven't watched too much. Ow, wait. Yep, never mind. There we go. That was easier than I thought. He's good, Collier. All right, now we need to think about wide receivers, I think. Evan Stewart's still in there. I don't know much about him. Tight ends, hold on. Klein's a good inline dude. Gillenborg. I'll push off on that. I'm going to take him. Good center. Oh, they took us. He took him from us. Oh, no. Oh, that's what happens, I guess, right? I got cute. I want that center, though. Eugene Wilson. Do I take Eugene Wilson? Probably, actually. It's not a bad pick. So, probably quarterback here. Let's take a look and see if... Yeah, Cole Wisniewski's here. Yeah, I'm going to take him. Weak side linebacker, strong safety. With really good coverage ability. Big guy like 6'4", super long. Running backs. I'm sure I should check this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, safety, third tight end, maybe a Hooper replacement. He's up for contract. He's your insurance on if Keon White just can't play it, can't do it. Gabe Jacas is your guy there. Left guard, right tackle. Combination, I didn't go over Aaron, but he's ferocious. Can penetrate, but can also hold a gap. Lander Barton, full service linebacker. Collier, probably, I mean, getting him at 180 is probably not likely. So, but just a solid corner. Good I shouldn't even say developmental. He's solid as a center. It's just, he hasn't really had a shot yet. Just emerging this year, I think, to the media. Eugene, that's probably not going to happen. I like him. He's not great, but solid. And then Cole Wisniewski's kind of like my sleeper safety. And he'd be more of a strong safety, but also some linebacker. So, I don't know. I think that went okay. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think would happen yesterday? If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.